This is Perch, and as you all know, one of my favorite times of the month is finding out what Marvel has in store for us. So, like clawing out of your mouth, Marvel is going to be delivering a ton of titles in February, and we're going to take a look through them and give you a little bit of commentary. I don't do this enough. I've gotten out of the habit of kind of as a retailer, what are you looking for when you're looking at these comics? But let's see what Marvel has going for us in February. I mean, first off, it is King in Black month. So almost every title we're getting, we have just so many. I think there's close to 20 King in Black titles for February. So if you're into that, you're going to get lots of it. Starting with this one, Venom, where we've got Null crawling out of Eddie's mouth, which is always a good time. Yeah, this is a nicer title. I'm going to go with this cover. It's going to be more pleasant. David Finch is doing a lot of covers this month. You'll see him as we go through it. But anyway, King in Black is spreading its suffocating darkness across Marvel Universe. Eddie Brock looks for any light that can pierce it. I think we're in for at least one more month. I think we're going into March and maybe even a little bit of April for King in Black. So it's we're at least going into March, and so we'll see as we go. King in Black, Captain America #1. Now there isn't a Captain America comic book actually coming out in February, so this is if you like Captain America, this is what you have to look forward to right here. Cap versus bat monster creatures here. So he's winning. He's in a battle of the streets. These tie-ins typically, I mean, if you're a retailer right now, you're ordering this one, you're ordering Venom. You're ordering the main King in Black series, and you're pretty much shorting your orders on almost everything else. These tie-ins, particularly the King in Black Captain America, King in Black Avengers, that kind of stuff. King in Black Marauders we have this month, which you'll see in a moment. Those tend to not do very well, but here they are anyway. Here's King in Black #4 of 5. So I guess actually, if I'm just thinking this through, this is February. March will be issue 5 of 5. So March is probably kind of another 20 issue or so at least month for King in Black. And then in April, we may get some of those, aftermath kind of things. The titles where they set up the next event, the one that will start in May. At any rate, we've got the X-Men there, good old Ryan Stegman doing this. What's a god to a king? They're promising a lot of Thor action in this. I have a feeling this is referring to there. Here's King in Black Marauders. We may actually get Bishop doing something, which would be nice. Do you remember Bishop? He's a character. Anyway, he's on the cover there. So the Marauders, Captain Kate is pledged to fight for the needy. A global disaster like this one gives plenty of folks in need. Also, bat creatures. I'm guessing there's going to be more bat creature fighting, symbiote bat creature fighting than say like handing out food, but maybe so. And will they be smuggling those drugs in that food? Nobody knows. Here's King in Black Panther. We haven't had Black Panther in a while, so now we're suddenly in 1 month getting 2 books, but Wakanda is overrun by Null's forces. Wakanda's getting overrun all the time. I remember when Wakanda was like this impenetrable kingdom, but now it's like, the Empire plant monsters overrun it, Null monsters overrun it, Storm waltzes in and steals their sacred knife. Like, Wakanda's always getting overrun. Wakanda Gone Dark. Oh, come on now. You're baiting there. Invaded by Null's massive symbiote army. Okay. And why once again, once again, the hero must choose between his role as an Avenger, his role as a king, and the yearnings of his heart. He's always picking this. Like he never chooses. He's just always doing this every time. So anyway, here's Symbiote Spider-Man, which is also a King in Black book, but it's not in main King in Black continuity. And looks like we're getting Ulik the Troll and Spider-Man and Rocket Raccoon. Hey, this is a fun little book. It's good time. Hey, there's Captain Marvel right there. Monica Rambeau Captain, the real Captain Marvel. I don't know. Some people, I always say that, and then people are like, no, the real Captain Marvel was Marvel. Okay. We all have our favorites. Monica Rambeau, more Monica Rambeau would be great. Here's Gwenom versus Carnage. So there's Gwenom. And here, this is what, Mary Jane as Carnage? I don't know. It feels like it. They've been at each other's throats over the band for years. Yeah. I think Mary Jane's becoming Carnage here. That's what it feels like. Anyway, King in Black Namor, #5. You keep trying to push Namor. I don't know. You've got to do something more with Namor. He shows up in a striking amount of Marvel books, and there's just, as a seller, it just doesn't really sell. Here's King in Black Planet of the Symbiotes, and I love this cover. I will say this looks like, look at this. Is this like a giant monster kaiju Captain America going on here? with this, or he's got, it looks like kind of a Cap costume. I don't know. It looks pretty amazing. I like this. I think it looks cool. A bombastic behemoth packing 100,000 tons of all-American muscle, American kaiju. All right. It's a lot of Thor. It looks good. Looks good. I have no doubt that this story won't matter in the grand scheme of things to anything going on in the series, but they're big monsters. You know, that's cool. Here's King in Black Thunderbolts 2 of 3. This title is being judged. If it gets a decent pickup, then I think they're going to revive the Thunderbolts, is what I have heard. So we will see. More Ravencroft. Nullified inmates. You know, Marvel also should figure out what they're doing with Ravencroft. Like, is it a crazy? Is it their Arkham Asylum basically? Is that what we've got there? Anyway, Black Cat number 3, ongoing book, King in Black. Cool. Well, we got another cover here. How's this look? Okay. I think I like that one better. Here's Daredevil, a series that is getting interrupted for King in Black, and Matt is facing a crisis in faith. Oh no! Cannot believe he's facing a crisis in faith. I cannot believe it. But anyway, Daredevil's a really solid book. This feels like the kind of event where somebody inside of Marvel's like, hey, this will help spike the sales a little bit because it's running under the radar. But more often than not, it actually hurts the sales when you try and cross over into an event. We'll see. Here's Return of the Valkyries. We have some Valkyries here. Okay. Danny Moonstar. Great. Sounds good. More Danny is fine. Jane Foster. New Valkyries. Stemming the tide. Here's Savage Avengers. Here we've got Conan and Deadpool facing the Hellfire Club. I see Shaw over here. Is this meant to be... This is not Emma. That doesn't... Well, maybe it is Emma. Because the Hellfire Club is the trading company now? I don't know. At any rate, they're having some liquor. This is the only Deadpool you're getting. It's a weird month with no Deadpool monthly comic either. Just not there. But anyway, they're having a good time. I always feel like you insert Deadpool into things when you run out of ideas a little bit. But that's just me. I know he's popular. But here's Miles Morales getting punched in the face right here. King in Black, a friend, is punching him. Here's Sword, the new X-Men book, which launched right into King in Black. So, you know, Al Ewing, the Void God, has overtaken the Earth. Top level mutants assimilated. Protocol 5 is in effect. Space is a big place. Walk a mile in manifold shoes. Yeah, I have my doubts that this is going to fly. I feel like it's just removed enough that the X-Legion of fans are not going to go for it. And it feels like Al Ewing, when he gets very dense with kind of sci-fi and those pieces, I know a lot of shops are under ordering on this, or that's the wrong word. They're shorting their orders on this, and I think for perhaps some good reasons. It's going to need to really show that it matters out the gate and can tell a good solid story. I think Al Ewing needs a better editor. That's my opinion. I'm just, you know, Fantastic Four 29, King in Black. Somebody, a member of the Marvel's first family, bonds with a symbiote. It's Franklin. I'm calling it right here. It's going to be Franklin. He's pissed about the whole mutant thing and all the rest, and so he's gonna bond with a symbiote as a way to get powers, and it'll be bad because it's the wrong way to get powers. It's the wrong way. Avengers Mech Strike. I talked about this already once. This is Avengers in mech suits. As it turns out, this is a tie-in with Lego. Lego are creating these big mech characters that you can build. So that's what's going on there. Mystery revealed. Here's a facsimile edition for Mobius. All right. And here is a one-shot of Mobius. This isn't the brand new. This is Ralph Macchio. Tom Riley doing a one-shot of Morbius. He still has an ongoing series that was announced right before the pandemic that hasn't come back yet. So not sure, you know, if this title is kind of to fulfill a commitment of marketing to Sony since they're doing that film. That's what it feels like, I'll be honest. Here's a facsimile edition of Black Knight, the greatest knight of them all. Cool. Yes, this is how they were billing that character once upon a time. Here is Eternals number 2, which slid massively. This was supposed to be out in 2020. And of course, movie delays and other things have pushed it here. But Thanos! We've got Thanos. Here is The Union number 3 of 5. The first 2 issues were King in Black issues, and now it's not. This is in the wake of the Null invasion. Kelpie takes drastic action. So it's not a King in Black. For whatever reason, they've said, the best thing to do with this limited series that has very little buzz and attention, that was completely delayed, was originally going to cross over to Empire, and then we just bumped it to cross over to King in Black. So the story was so interchangeable, it didn't really matter. And they the best thing to do now is to remove the King in Black branding that might bring in an extra 10% of sales. Okay, bold move, Cotton. We'll see how that works out for you. Here's MODOK Head Games, which is Marvel got very excited about, will be promoted in the MODOK TV show that looks absolutely terrible. But there you go. And apparently they're scooping out his brain. So, and is this toilet paper? I don't know. It is a roll. It's just roll. Gwenpool. If you run out of ideas, Gwenpool. Sorry, I'm being maybe too salty today. Here's X-Men Legends. I am looking forward to this book. This is Fabian Nacenta, Brett Booth, and it's we're going to reveal the Summers Brothers. This is a nice little U cover. Here is a Brett Booth cover, and here's a lot of covers that we've got here. It has a nice little tie-in of some stuff. This looks cool. I'm looking forward to this book. I hear the comments that there's going to be a lot of retconning of things, and that could be bad, and all the rest. But I mean, I'm hoping that it just tells some spanning classic eras, all new tales. Just have it be a solid story. Don't try and screw with the continuity. Just tell us a good story. Let Brett Booth do his thing, and life will be good. Here's Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon, number 2. Larry Hama doing this book. Nonstop Spider-Man number 2. This was delayed for pretty much a year. Chris Bacalo and Joe Kelly doing this, promising all action all the time. You got Chris Bacalo in the book, and you're doing a David Finch cover. I don't know. Okay, that's fine. They're really going with the action, which feels like a backhanded way of saying that the normal Spider-Man book is overly dramatic with too little action. I don't know if that's what they're saying exactly, but that feels like what they're saying. Immortal Hulk 44. This is Al Ewing, Joe Bennett, continuing along. This book is wrapping up at some point, but the UFOs are hunting a weakened Hulk. Something very strange is happening to Jacqueline McGee. Again, you're baiting me there with that comment, but okay. And Henry Grinch. Grinch? I'll be honest, I was never really sure how to pronounce his name. The Maestro, solid book, Warren Pax. Again, this was confusing me last time, why you did a 5-issue series and then you do a second 5-issue series. Like, they're doing the same with Symbiote Spider-Man. There's a plan there. I don't think it's a good plan. Here's Marvel Voices Legacy, number 1. Now, this one is irritating to me because Marvel is trying to push the voices as a way to kind of represent some of the underrepresented characters who are not white or dudes in their comic, which is a fine enough idea. But it feels like they're sabotaging their own efforts by, this is actually the 3rd Marvel Voices, but they're calling it Marvel Voices Legacy number 1. Why not just call it Marvel Voices 3? Like, you don't even need to do the number, like do it volume based, like Marvel Voices 2, Marvel Voices 3. And then if somebody picks up Marvel Voices 2, they might go, hey, I should go find Marvel Voices number 1 because I want to read them all. That could be something. And also, if it's underrepresented characters, we've got Miles and Miss Marvel. I mean, these two have their own solo books. She's heading Marauders and supposed to be a huge part of 2021 and the X-Men. Blade is in the Avengers, for Christ's sake. Jubilee's got a dragon baby. I don't get it. And I really don't get, like, you've got lots of characters. These are not the underrepresented ones. You've got other really cool characters that are, I don't know. They say they're doing this for celebrating Black History Month. I mean, she is a vampire. I'm just saying. Oh well. Anyway, it's fine. I'm not. People do these takes like, oh, this is trash. It shouldn't be printed. No, of course it should be printed. They should be trying to do this kind of stuff, but they're not setting themselves up for success. That's all I'm saying here. Here's Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood. This time we're getting Kelly Thompson, Ed Brisson, Stephen DeKnight. So some stories. I noticed that with every successive issue, we get less name creators until, never mind, this is issue 4, so we're just done after this. Okay, never mind. Here's X-Force 17. What better way to say screw the action than to focus on a date? We're going to focus on Quentin Quire, who's got a new lease on life because he's been killed a few times and he just doesn't care. But anyway, oh look, they're doing meta humor with a T-shirt at this point. That's nice. New Mutants 16. I'm looking forward to this New Mutants run. Now, people said Vita Ayala is on the book, and that is not fond of Vita, but the pitch and what they've been promising is that like we're going to get a creepy, almost semi-horror based story. And I'm up for that. I think it's not the New Mutants sitting around a table eating. That's a good thing. It's not them having weird little adventures on Mojo World. It sounds like it's going to be a dangerous story of people missing and the wild hunt. I'm curious. I'm curious how this goes. Hey, deliver the best title, Vita. Come on, just that's what you want to do. I don't know. Is this supposed to be X-23 here with the claw? If so, X-23 is lost in the vault. But I mean, all right, whatever. X Factor number 7. Speaking of books that are too amused by themselves. A dark force is manipulating the lives of X Factors. A striking revelation comes out about one of their deaths, and I'm sure we'll get some good Dakin humor in there. I think this book is atrocious, but this is one of the lower selling. This is likely the next canceled book, if at least other retailers and their comments have been true. Wolverine number 10. Here's Wolverine with some arrows, David Finch, and here is basically Adam Kubert. I wonder if Bogdanovich is off the book now at this point. I hope not. He did some pretty solid stories, but I know he said some not politically correct things on Twitter, so don't know. Anyway, Wolverine's in jam with Maverick. Cool. Remember when Maverick was dead? That was something. Here's Hellions. Hellions is going for shenanigans with Mastermind and Mr. Sinister, who's missing. What's going on? Oh, good. We're doing Sinister Cape jokes. I can't stand them. People legitimately like them. I'm not finding that funny, but good for you if you are. X-Men number 18. Hey, look, it's X-23 escaping the vault. So maybe she escapes here in time to go to the Wild Hunt up here. It could be. Or maybe it's a completely different character. Who knows? Or it's a clone. But at any rate, this is good. This was probably the most promising story I had out of Hickman's X-Men run, is these 3 characters went into the vault and disappeared, and they're promising a long time has passed. So I'm very curious to see this story. Just deliver something awesome here. That's what I would love. Just deliver something dangerous and awesome. Marauders. When you don't know what the story is, put Iceman and Pyro on the cover. The Marauders return to Madripoor to pay tribute to a fallen friend. Old enemies are being forged anew. All right. Excalibur. What do we do about Betsy? Now, we saw the previous month, there's a cover of Betsy looking like a queen. She's kind of we know she's shattered into glass. So what are we getting with Betsy Braddock? Excalibur must determine the fate of Betsy. And other worlds and all the rest. Okay. Cable. Young Cable hooks up with old Domino. It's MILF action. And no, I don't know. It's going to happen. Here is, I hope they get back to the space station Sword kind of craziness, and that's not happening in Sword, because I was more pleased with how it was being handled in this book than, we'll see. Here's Warhammer. There's a comic there. Amazing Spider-Man 59. He's still alive. Oh my goodness, Kindred did not kill him. I never would have imagined it, and it's Mr. Negative. So Mr. Negative wants Martin Lee. How is it possible? Spider-Man is still reeling from the Kindred affair, and Peter will not stand for anything else to be taken away from him. This leads us to this book, which fills me with dread. Peter and Mary Jane have been through so much. Spider-Man has been a constant strain on them from day one, but the events of the past 3 months, is there anything left? There better be. If you led all the way to this and you're doubling down on breaking this 2 up, Spencer... you're just who knows? I'm hoping for the best. Let's have this relationship that the vast majority of comic fans really want to see become something. That's a seller if you're a comic shop. But anyway, who knows? This feels like the opposite though. Spider-Woman is in bed with a bunch of Aunt Mays. No, it's a high evolutionary. She's got some high evolutionary stuff. Clones of her mom. Why'd they make her out to look like Aunt May? Ah, well, it doesn't matter. Hey, look, he's got a Captain Marvel toy. That's cool. Iron Man, the Korvac, Book 2 begins. Books of Korvac, Book 2. And a near fatal injury from Korvac. Iron Man's in emergency triage. He can't leave his armor. Oh, twist. So I guess going back to basics now, we're at the point where he's trapped in his armor. That's good. Oh, Hellcat's was on psychological ropes. Avengers 42 is the Phoenix tournament is going on. So it looks like a lot of stuff. We're getting the orb, that villain that Jason Aaron really likes to bring into his books. So he's in this. Black Panther 23, continuing that run. We're heading toward the end there, and we're getting the collision of space Wakanda to Earth Wakanda. Boy, I hope Wakanda isn't invaded, because its borders have held forever, and no one's been able to invade Wakanda. So I hope that doesn't happen. U.S. Agent by Priest, issue 4 or 5. Cool. Captain Marvel's off in an alternate timeline future kind of thing again. Like, again, if you want Captain Marvel to be successful, like just have her do stories with, literally throw a dart at a board of known current big-time Marvel villains and then do a 6-issue arc where she has to rally to save the day. But anyway, she's in an alternate reality fighting against Ovi over, oh no, saving the future may sacrifice her only chance to go home. I hope she can get home. I'm sure she'll get home. Taskmaster, number 4 of 5. Is he invading Wakanda? Oh my goodness. He's invading Wakanda. I don't know how he'll be successful. Nobody invades Wakanda. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. Marvel, number 5 of 6. We got a showcase of a lot of tons of artists. Alex Ross, Gene Ha, Adam Hughes. Yeah, I'm on board for all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of an anthology book. So hopefully we get some good stories out of there. Mark Waid writing a Hulk and Wolverine battle story. Well, that's good. I've never seen those two fight. Here's Guardians of the Galaxy 11. We're finally picking up on 2 things. The Olympian gods being kind of banished, and they're going to come back all pissed off. And then we're also promising we're revisiting Annihilation War. So and then everything changes in 2. Everything changes. It's all going to change. They're going to invade Wakanda. I don't know. Thor, number 12. This is a pretty damn good little storyline. Crazy Donald Blake is off and he's murdering. So he used to date Jane Foster, but now he's crazy, long-haired and bearded. The pandemic has taken its toll. He's out. He's not wearing a mask, and he's going after Jane Foster. So bad news there. Champions is hitting the high seas. They've escaped from, she's got a pirate hat. That's nice. So they've escaped from Cradle, which is a terrible name. And they're getting help from their old teammate, Cyclops, who's an adult now, but he's hanging out with the kids. There's nothing creepy about that. So it's nothing weird. It's all fine. Strange Academy number 8. They're off into space to get and Rocket Raccoon guest star. That I hope, this is a pretty decent book. It's solid. Give it some time. Just let it evolve. Runaways is tackling football, and they're also promising. This is not actually going to happen in the comic. They're talking about not even a global pandemic, endless contingent selection, and possible TikTok shutdown can stop it. It just means that those things happened while the comic's on hiatus, and now it's coming back, and they're gonna go to high school. Conan the Barbarian number 19 is still going. So there needs to be another kind of injection of marketing. They don't even have the cover for 19. Just this is an indication of they're really excited about Conan coming. They threw him in Savage Avengers, and then now they don't even put his cover in. Star Wars: The High Republic number 2. Who destroyed one of the Jedi's deadliest enemies? I don't know. The Anakin. That's what I'm sure. I know it's before that time. Star Wars number 11. We got Creepy Smile Face. And this Star Destroyer has seen better days. And there is Wedge Antilles, Shara Bay, Starlight Squadron. We're digging deep. Renew those trademarks. Not the royalties, but the trademarks. You don't give any of those royalties. Here is Darth Vader, and he's walking through some red rain. So that's good. He's passed the test of the Eye of the Weebish Bog. Like Webbish Bog, not Weebish Bog. It's like he has to fight a bunch of anime fans. That's what's going on. Anyway, look at this Darth Vader. He's like, Luke's got both hands on the sword. Darth's like, I've just got my other hand in my pocket. This is no big deal. I'm pretty cash. Here, okay, now I think we're done with the comics. So that's a lot of comics, a lot of King in Black, and we get some omnibus. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because we're passing the 25-minute mark. Spider-Gwen omnibus, Age of Apocalypse companion. Okay, what's a companion mean? It means it's $125 is what it means. No, it's the other books. It's the non-core books. It's the companion. Oh, and here's the regular omnibus. So there you go. You got a Billy Tan cover. That's fine. But why don't you get get Chris Bacalow's doing work for you? Maybe you should have him do this. You've got other people who actually, created work during this time. Maybe you should use one of them. Like Ken Lashley's doing stuff, Roger Cruz, Andy Kubert. You got, you can give Steve Epting some money. He'll take it. Chris Bacalow, Joe Mad. As long as you give him about a year's warning, he can get this thing cranked out. I don't know. I was bothered in these omnibuses when they throw an artist on the book that wasn't an artist that actually did the event, and you've got them. I mean, I get it with people who are dead, but that's not the case here. Anyway, you can pay $250 for some Age of Apocalypse in February. Heroes Reborn. No. Here is, I know. There's people have some fond memories of this, but then they read it. And Daredevil, okay, Masterworks Edition. Uncanny X-Men Volume 13. This is some great stories back in this time. And you get Longshot 1 through 6. Nice. Captain America by Ta-Nehisi Coates, Volume 2. Okay. This is not a great set of issues. I'm just saying. Doctor Strange, The Oath, Brian K. Vaughan. This is a good little story. It was a pretty good little story. Power Pack Omnibus, Bogdanov. It's a pretty sad point of the video where I'm tired. I forgot Weiss Portaccio did some things. What other names can I butcher? Oh, Colleen Doran. That's nice. I always like Colleen doing stuff. Here's Wolverine Omnibus, Man-Thing Omnibus, Venom. There's a lot of omnibuses this month. If you're buying everything, and nobody does, but you would be shelling out a ton of cash. Here's this Kindred storyline. It's going to change everything forever. Ultraman. Getting that out there. Shang-Chi, just in time for the movie, kind of, maybe. Black Widow, also just in time for the movie. But not really. It's a good thing in this thing. She's dealing with a brainwash story and not anything relating to the movie. Here's Big Iron trade paperback. This is the storyline where Tony comes down to Earth and gets trapped in his armor. And Juggernaut, Conan, Star Wars, Werewolf by Night. Trade paperback. Here's the Antithesis Fantastic Four story. Cool. The Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 4. It's a complete collection, Volume 4. It's not the complete collection. It's a complete collection of the issues we put into Volume 4. That's what's going on. It's about 20 issues. Well, it's fine. $50. Avengers Academy. Hercules. It's nice that Marvel remembers these characters exist. That's cool. Yeah, remember when Marvel was creating these characters. Shang-Chi, another Shang-Chi, got to get that movie. Acts of Vengeance, Spider-Man and the X-Men, Captain Marvel versus Rogue, a combo of a bunch of stories. Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane, the complete collection. Wow, okay. It's not the complete collection, though. It's 1 through 14, issue 15, and X-Force number 4. So, I guess it's Spider-Man. It's not all of Spider-Man. Okay, I get it. X-Men, another X-Men, Star Wars, Conan, Captain America, Fantastic Four, Hawkeye, Go West. And here's all our stuff. A lot of books. Look at those collections. Just look at these collections. This is more of an indication that I have concerns about with Marvel. But anyway, all right. So we're getting at least about 15 issues plus a week for Marvel. So lots of comics there. If you like King in Black, what is it in this list are you excited about? What are you interested in? What are you buying? What are you rolling your eyes at that they're still publishing? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all of those amazing things all in once. Please don't do this to us, Nick Spencer. That's all I'm asking. Thanks.